Life in Los Angeles, California is often envisioned as a dreamscape, a city where legendary stars are born, beaches sparkle under the California sun, and neon lights illuminate the vibrant streets. But beyond the Hollywood glamour lies a vastly different reality, a severe homelessness crisis gripping the city.
An angry reaction from people on the street.
Just so you guys can still move us, and you still did that.
Today, Los Angeles County is home to an estimated 54,000 people without stable housing, making it the second largest homeless population in the United States, just behind New York City. This number has been steadily climbing each year. In the past 5 years alone, homelessness in Los Angeles has surged by roughly 40%. The latest reports show a significant 14% increase over the last year, bringing the total to 55,155 people in the area who now live on the streets, in vehicles, or in emergency shelters. Only a few miles from Hollywood's glitz, Skid Row stands as a stark contrast to the city's opulence, a sprawling zone in downtown LA that has, for 150 years, symbolized the city's ongoing struggle to address homelessness. Here, the streets are filled with tents, vacant buildings, and faces marked by exhaustion and a pervasive sense of uncertainty. While Beverly Hills boasts luxury cars and high-end boutiques that symbolize LA's wealth, Skid Row reveals a different reality, where thousands are trapped in cycles of poverty and diminished hope. The surge in homelessness across Los Angeles is fueled by a complex web of factors, many of which are intertwined. Chief among these is the city's high cost of living, particularly in housing. For a modest two-bedroom apartment, the average rent is approximately $2,498 per month. To afford this comfortably, an individual would need to earn around $48.04 an hour, almost 3 times the minimum wage. This steep cost of housing leaves low-income residents vulnerable to losing their homes, especially when faced with unexpected setbacks like job loss or health issues. Adding to the challenge, the influx of migrants seeking opportunities in Los Angeles has also complicated the issue. Many arrive with limited economic support, immediately facing the struggle of securing affordable housing. However, it's crucial to recognize that most of LA's homeless population are long-time residents. Roughly 65% of those currently without housing have lived in the city for over 20 years before becoming homeless. Economic factors, such as low wages and a growing gap between the cost of living and average income, are the roots of this crisis. Officials are now calling for collaboration and innovative housing policies to tackle these underlying issues and help more people find their way back to stable homes. The reality of homelessness in Los Angeles, especially in areas like Skid Row and Venice Beach, tells a story of relentless struggle, echoed in the lives of thousands who have lost stable housing. Unlike some other major cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles has a somewhat lower proportion of homeless individuals suffering from severe mental health issues or substance abuse disorders, with around 27% experiencing serious mental illness and 15% dealing with substance abuse. Yet, the crushing weight of poverty, unaffordable housing, and limited access to mental health services remains a fundamental driver of homelessness across the city. Homeless community hubs, such as Skid Row and MacArthur Park, have become informal homes for thousands in Los Angeles. Skid Row, known as one of the city's poorest areas, hosts one of the highest concentrations of homeless people in the country. Here, tents and makeshift shelters line the streets, and drug-related issues are increasingly widespread. Similarly, Venice Beach, once a vibrant tourist destination and arts haven, now shelters many homeless encampments. These communities, though often striving to be self-sufficient, face heavy stigma from nearby residents and frequent pressure from city authorities to clear public spaces. Life on the streets is unforgiving. Homeless individuals endure significant physical and emotional challenges daily, grappling with basic needs like food, shelter, and safety. Tragically, the death toll among LA's homeless reached 898 people in 2023, underscoring the harsh realities they face. Of these deaths, approximately 65% were attributed to drug use, particularly involving fentanyl and methamphetamine, often unknowingly mixed with other drugs. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times more potent than heroin, has fueled an overdose crisis in Los Angeles, leading street medics and volunteers to respond urgently with Narcan, a nasal spray used to reverse opioid overdoses. Beyond physical hardship, the homeless population frequently encounters deep stigma and discrimination. Many people view them as a threat to public safety, which results in continuous eviction from their encampments without long-term solutions, further exacerbating their trauma and mental health challenges. Discrimination also permeates healthcare, where negative past experiences make many homeless individuals wary of seeking medical help. Often, they feel dismissed and unwelcome, seen as burdens rather than individuals in need. The growing presence of homelessness in Los Angeles has left a significant mark on the city's business landscape and tourism industry. In popular tourist destinations like Venice Beach, complaints from visitors about the increase in homelessness and perceived safety concerns have surged. Local businesses have also felt the effects, reporting declines in foot traffic due to cleanliness issues and discomfort expressed by patrons who feel uneasy about the visible encampments nearby.
And many don't feel safe.
Walking through the neighborhoods, trying to break into houses, assaulting people. My girlfriend was assaulted. My brother was assaulted.
While city officials have made strides to address the homelessness crisis, such as constructing shelters and designating funds for outreach, the efforts are still limited compared to the escalating need. Although substantial funding has been allocated, Los Angeles continues to face high poverty rates and an unresolved housing crisis, which complicate the city's efforts to reduce homelessness meaningfully. The city government has proposed several initiatives to assist the homeless population, including funding rehabilitation services for those struggling with addiction. For example, City Council member Eunice Hernandez, who represents areas near MacArthur Park, has advocated for the creation of an AIDS center within the park to provide accessible mental health and medical support for those living there. This initiative is seen as a vital step toward reducing fatalities and improving the quality of life for the homeless population. However, the core issue remains the city's high cost of living, which continues to push more residents toward financial instability. Since 2000, rental costs in Los Angeles have increased by an astonishing 32%, while renters' incomes have actually declined by roughly 3% over the same period. This widening gap has intensified both poverty rates and homelessness, with many of the city's homeless residents simply in need of affordable housing and social support to regain stability. To truly tackle the homelessness crisis, Los Angeles must adopt a comprehensive, multifaceted approach. This means going beyond temporary fixes and investing in long-term strategies centered on economic recovery, effective housing policies, and expanded access to mental health and rehabilitation services. One of Los Angeles' growing initiatives to support the homeless community is the Tiny Home Village in Torrance, which has been providing temporary shelter since 2021 for those in urgent need. This project, officially named the 3,290 Temporary Housing Village, is the result of a collaboration between County Supervisor Janice Hahn, the City of Torrance, the Los Angeles County Homeless Initiative, the South Bay City's Council of Governments, and Harbor Interfaith Services. With funding from Measure H and support from local government, this shelter was developed to offer a secure and comfortable place to stay, equipped with essential amenities like air conditioning, electricity, bathrooms, and daily meals. In addition to providing safe temporary housing, this shelter offers a range of supportive services aimed at empowering residents. These include life skills and job training, substance abuse treatment programs, and health services in partnership with the Venice Family Clinic. Harbor Interfaith Services, a nonprofit dedicated to addressing homelessness in the South Bay area, oversees the shelter's operations. They work with each resident to develop a long-term housing plan, with the ultimate goal of guiding them towards stable, permanent housing. While innovative and hopeful, programs like the Tiny Home Village face considerable challenges. Funding limitations and a shortage of permanent, affordable housing units remain significant obstacles, often limiting the number of people these shelters can accommodate and support. Additionally, community resistance is not uncommon, as some local residents express concerns about the potential impact of such shelters on neighborhood safety and property values. These shelters represent a promising step in LA's approach to homelessness, providing a dignified and structured pathway towards stability for those in need, even as the city works to overcome logistical and community-related hurdles.